Good morning. Let's talk about muscle testing, aka applied kinesiology. So, applied kinesiology, or muscle testing, is using the body in order to access the intuition. There's a million different ways to do this. I recommend looking up a list of muscle testing techniques to find out which ones work for you. For me, I like the ring method. However, if you're a pendulum user, that's muscle testing. So if that's your jam, use that. Find out which technique works for you. But I'm going to show you my technique. So I would recommend, if you're starting out with this, finding a muscle testing technique that you like, and then asking yourself questions, yes or no questions, that you already know the answers to. That way you can really find out how much pressure you want to apply, and let's get into that. So for example, I like using the ring technique. That's where I take my 2 fingers, well, 4 fingers technically, but my index and my thumbs, and I interlink them into a ring. Now, I had to ask myself more than a couple of times yes or no questions that are correct in order to find out how much I press on my fingers. And what I find is that you want to apply a little bit of pressure, but really not a lot, because your body is naturally going to hold this shape if it believes what you're saying. So, for example, my name is Alora. Yep. My name is David. Nope. That's how you use muscle testing. And it was through this method that I was able to find out not only a lot of strong limiting beliefs that I had that were holding me back in my life, but also ways to restructure those belief systems in order to change them, right? So that's how I found out that I needed to listen to more frequencies, in particular 110 hertz, and all that kind of stuff. So that's a really quick muscle testing, applied kinesiology technique that you can use. Again, practice it, because you're going to then find out how much pressure you want to apply, and also how your body responds to belief systems that you feel strongly about versus belief systems that you don't feel so strongly about. I do not recommend using this to find out, do I have a soulmate in this life? Or any kind of shit like that, where it's super, super broad. Like I mentioned before, we are holograms and we hold all of the information inside of us. So the more specific you can ask your question, the better it'll be. If you keep it broad, such as like soulmate, twin flame, that kind of shit, I don't think you're going to get a very solid answer, because that stuff is just so general, and it's also very theoretical, that you're just not going to get a solid answer on that. So ask specifics. And I also recommend asking yes and no questions. And that way you'll be able to find out a lot more. When it comes to finding out your belief structure, I use this method in order to find out the limiting things that I've been telling myself. So I did that by asking, okay, I have some lines showing up right here. Okay, is that from trauma? Yes. Is that from trauma from previous relationships? Yes. Okay. Was that previous relationship something that happened in my 20s? Yes. Okay. I had a relationship in mind. I knew what that was. And I even knew what experiences that could be. Automatically, things are going to pop up from your unconscious that are going to support when you're doing the muscle testing. Experiences are going to come up, and you're just going to go with those first inclinations that you have. That's going to really lead you into understanding, so this is where this comes from. And then vice versa, that's also going to really help you in finding a solution to those problems. So I hope this helped. Many blessings on your journeys, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.